The Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome, everyone, this evening. It's getting a little bit colder out there. We have one person who enjoys it. Just roll call.
Ullum.
Yes.
Odie.
Yes.
Saxer.
Yes.
Talcott.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
All right. With that, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. No conflict of interest disclosure or waiver requests this evening. That takes us to our community input session. We have Mr. Ryan Hofer here to offer a special thank you.
Terrific. Thanks, stand over here. Up here.
Yeah, and then just push the button and the microphone will go on. Should light up. Perfect.
Dear Ryan and Leah, thank you for signing me up and letting me play football. Also, thank you for taking time out of your day to come see me play. Even though you don't take me home from practice, I still thank you for arranging a ride home. Sincerely, Sam Hofer. I'd like to take credit for making my son the young man who would write that to us on his own accord. That's not what happened. This happened at football practice. The 8th grade football team took time out of their busy schedule, and the coaches sat all the kids down, I believe it happened in 7th grade as well, and had them write letters of gratitude to people that they thought made a difference in their lives. We're pretty proud that we're members of the Brandon Valley School District, and this is just one of the reasons why. And I thought that the coaches, it's Coach Reese and Coach Rogers, and I think the 7th graders are Coach Sturgeon and Coach Skolton, really went above and beyond to making these boys turn into respectful and responsible young men. And I thought that it was definitely worth bringing up, because I don't know that I think you guys probably hear a lot when people aren't happy about things, but this is something that we were really happy about. We talked to a number of other football parents, and they had the same sentiment that we did, and I said, hey, I'm gonna come and share, what do you think? And they said, please tell them how much we appreciate what these coaches are doing for these kids. We know it's not just them. There's tons of great people in the district that we really need to do a better job of showing appreciation for. And I want to thank you guys for supporting the administration and the teachers and the kids to make Brandon Valley best district in the state. So that's it. Thanks.
Thank you very much. General business, administration report, Superintendent Larson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a few items to update you on here this evening. No changes in terms of COVID-19 mitigation strategies, etc. Encourage folks to utilize the website for our centralized communication hub. Again, message remains pretty consistent. If you're sick, stay home. We are working through 2 different work group processes. One is for gifted education, one is for 4th grade orchestra programming. I anticipate bringing you a formalized report and recommendation from those committees in the coming months. Accountability, our public report card has been released. On each of our school websites, you will find a report card that demonstrates the state, the district, and the school report card data. I would note that it is a fraction of what it usually is, because some of the data points are not yet available, again, due to the pandemic. But though the information that is available is out there, it's also relevant to note there were no SPI scores given specifically this school year, and all Title I identifications did not change. So classifications of schools as far as improvement, targeted improvement, etc., have not changed. We will host our District 10 and 25 legislative breakfast on Wednesday, December 8th at 7:30 a.m. here in the Brandon Valley High School Community Room. I would note that the Brandon Valley Education Association, as well as Central Office and our school board, have all been invited, as well as our District 10 and 25 legislators. Some calendar items to note: there's no school on November 11th for Veterans Day. November 24th through the 26th is Thanksgiving break. We get out early on December 22nd for 2-hour early dismissal for winter break, which runs through January 2nd, with school resuming on January 3rd. High school addition, no changes to our priorities on that. General classrooms, ground floor special education, science lab classrooms are all the priorities of that project. Would note that we have met and worked through a collaborative process with our high school special education department and Principal Schleckaway in terms of that ground floor special education space. And we have also met with science instructor in terms of the remodel of the chem lab that is an alternate of that project. So we've worked through both of those respective processes. Here you can see the same image that we have been sharing in terms of what the high school addition will look like. Again, this is the east side and northeast corner of Brandon Valley High School. No change to our tentative schedule. We'll look to release bid documents in January, open those bids in the middle of February with a formal board approval or awarding of a bid at our February 14th meeting. We'll then start the parking lot construction process in May to be complete by the end of the summer so that space is available for the 22 school year, and then we'll be under construction for the entirety of the 22-23 school year and open for business in the fall of 2023. There's a number of communications that we have in terms of communicating the high school addition project. We'll be working here in the next, I would say, few weeks with our architect as well as our Buildings and Grounds Committee, high school administration. Once we have that meeting scheduled, I'll certainly let Buildings and Grounds know. Other than that, we are specifically meeting with our classified folks through the classified council meetings, teacher liaison meetings, and then we will be tomorrow unveiling the addition and the floor plan and the timeline to our Brandon Valley Chamber of Commerce at the On the Menu event tomorrow at Tailgaters over the lunch period. And then on November 10th, we'll meet with our high school staff specifically. And then November 15th, we will also host an informational public meeting for our community here in the community room. That's a standalone meeting. There's no other business being conducted. It's not a board meeting, it's just an informational meeting for the high school addition. So with that, I would draw your attention to the south side of the community room here. If everyone can recall, in 2019, Renee Ullum was named the Outstanding School Board Member of the Year by Associated School Boards of South Dakota. We have taken the letter from the governor, the picture with the governor, and then the commemoration, the joint commemoration from the House and the Senate, and had that framed up for her to commemorate that incredible award. What I would note is that it was delayed slightly, and I'll let you guys guess at the reason why. So certainly an honor to present President Ullum with that recognition, and I apologize for the delay. With that, would certainly entertain any questions that you may have.
Thank you very much, and thank you for that beautiful display over there. I really appreciate it. Seems like forever ago. Somehow that was when things were normal. Whatever that was back then. All right, and you know, getting back to what Mr. Hofer was saying with his thank you. Yes, we do hear a lot of things that maybe don't go so well, and so we do really appreciate the things that do go well and to hear those positive things. And every person who sits up here, we're here for one purpose, and that is this, you know, kids, staff, administration, everybody in this district, and do the best we can, being the non-educators that we are. So thank you for that. General business, or no board policy, which I know everybody is upset to not ever have that. That general business items, I would entertain a motion to approve items 1 through 3 as presented, please.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. I would entertain a motion to approve personnel items 1 through 6, please.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Communication, I don't believe there are any tonight, so that takes us to our board reports. Does anyone have a formal board report that they would like to share tonight?
I would just say that Mr. Odie and I both sat on as members of the curriculum committee. The set of meetings, I had to miss the last one, but through the set of meetings, I appreciate the process. It's a 3-meeting process. We have staff, board members, community members involved, trying to come up with the very best decision we can for our district and for our kids based upon a whole bunch of factors, and more information to come as it was reported in November. So anyway, appreciate that opportunity.
For legislation, I think the final Wednesday with Wade is this week, if I'm not mistaken, so there's still an opportunity if you want to attend that virtually. And then Dr. Larson and I will try to get together and bring the standing positions in summary to our next board meeting so that we're all aware and what is coming in November. And just if I could just give a thank you to Mr. Hofer for coming tonight and bringing us that good news. I think we've had every year, but this year is no different than the past, for some great successes already in our fall and winter sports. We've seen that with our football teams, and we've heard about it from our middle school and on up through our freshmen and JV and football teams are doing great. Our dance team have had just incredible success, but it's also those building blocks to who they are as individuals, men and women, off the field, and just it's great to hear that, so thank you for sharing.
From Alternative Ed, Teach Well is doing very well. We seem to be expanding every time we turn around, so staff, and so things are going well there.
I would just, I think, be remiss if we did not mention that we did have a state championship this past weekend in cheer, which was hosted here. So congratulations to those student athletes. Dance, I mean, excuse me, yes. It tells you how old I am. But that's awesome, and congratulations to those athletes and to their coaches. And we had cheer teams that placed. We had a cross-country girls team that finished 3rd. Boys cross-country team finished 5th. Ninth. What? I mean, this is like the weekend of championships and events and all these things going on. But seasons come to completion, and we would also be remiss if we didn't remind people that we got Turkey Supper on Tuesday, which brings the end of the band season and is bringing an event which is typically in the spring to the fall. And so it's just so much fun when you get to see kids, especially seniors, really wrapping up their careers in such incredibly positive ways, and a sign of a great year to come.
We'll have Mr. Freckett provide.
Yeah.
Oh, none of us are young anymore, are we?
You?
All right. Anyone else have any formal board reports? Nope. All right, there's one travel report there for you to look at. And like Dr. Talcott said, yes, there is a turkey supper tomorrow night that a few of us have been having heartburn over because it is a switch. If you remember in the spring we did grab and go. This one's actually back to the normal, but it's going to be a not new, it's a revised way of how we'll do things. And then in the spring there'll be something different coming up, a more intimate concert, dessert. I'm not going to give it all away, but yeah. If you want to see the indoor marching Lynx end their season and kind of wrap their things up, that like was discussed, please consider coming tomorrow. So with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much for coming.